Welcome back to the late day wrap up. Plenty to talk about today as we do follow up on the short-term time frame analysis from all of the major US dollar pairings. And then, of course, get on to a little bit of Bitcoin follow up, maybe even Ethereum as well, as they are hinting right now. So with that said, as always, if you want the more detailed and in-depth information or video, definitely check out this morning's video, as that's going to be about 40 minutes of pure Bitcoin and a few other majors within this market. So with that said, start off with Dixie. What do we see? We do still see the reversal in progress. The inverted head and shoulders on the daily has been completed, and I do look at this as a double-shouldered inverted head and shoulders right here, of which that can certainly very much happen, and that does have a measure move all the way up to about just above $92 region, anywhere between about 92 and 15 and about 92 and a quarter. So I would be looking for this one to follow through. Probably gonna be a little bit of an ebb and flow on the lower term timeframes, as this is a daily formation here, but ultimately weekly I do look forward to make its way up to the 21 exponential moving average probably over the next couple weeks here. So with that in mind, that is going to put downwards pressure on anything that trades against the dollar, obviously, as it does strengthen a bit in the short term timeframes. Over here, what are we looking at? Still stair stepping up. Golden cross on the 4 hour, so you know it's going to the fucking moon, right? Anyways, 4 hour RSI looking pretty damn good there. Daily looking pretty good as it does reach for the bullish controls, and once again, daily momentum also is turning back up as well. So all of that combined does align with a little bit more of some upside potential. Now, I wouldn't necessarily look at this as a macro reversal just yet. That topic of conversation does not come into the lexicon into the conversation until we get back above that 92 and a quarter pivot. But yes, I would be looking for short-term, medium-term upside here. So with that said, let's get into our majors, starting off with, where's Mr. NASDAQ? Where's Mr. NASDAQ? Yeah, there he is. So what do we say? A retest of the prior all-time high. And what do we get? A retest of the prior all-time high. Now selling back down. I'd be looking for a pullback based upon that, and probably does reach back down somewhere around 13,400-ish region today or tomorrow, something like that. However, I would be looking for bounces around that region, anywhere between about 13.4 and 13,350, and then game on after that. But of course, I'm actually going to be on a plane tomorrow, so the plane indicator going to be going off. And oh, keep in mind also that daily stocks will turn back up naturally with any sort of a closure today above 13,225. So I would be looking for a bounce if it does come back down to those levels, and likely does end up being an opportunity, especially with the way that the weekly is currently postured, as we do have a bullish engulfing after last week's small sell-off right there. So fair enough on that one. Powerful markets. Same thing on SPY as well, but not as powerful. And we did get our retest of 3850, it looks like, from this morning's video. Now coming back down, I would be looking for about the same thing on here as I am on NASDAQ as well, if I can even get my hourly to show up. Come on! Hey, come on, charts, what the fuck? Charts are broken right now. Trading view. Doesn't like NASDAQ. Okay, there we go. All right, NASDAQ's back on the menu. It doesn't like the hourly, though. I'd be looking for a little bit of a pullback on the short term, probably back down to $3,800, but probably does get another short-term bounce there. And but to be very clear and deliberately clear, I'd be looking for NASDAQ to set the direction, as that one is the leader right now. Anyways, moving on to where's my Goldies? Where's my Goldilocks? Goldie, where are you? 1830. We did say yesterday that with the sell-off that we did see, or sorry, the rejection that we did see, based at the 1860-ish region, and also the last week's anemic weekly closure, downside likely implied, and I do believe that that's exactly what we're getting right now, of which I'd be looking for this one to reach a little bit lower in the short term and medium term. Probably does try to base off the daily 200 exponential moving average right here for a little bit of a bounce at 1820, but ultimately I don't think that that is going to be a reversal point. I do think that this one will ultimately come lower and try to base off of the 1790-ish region that you see the 55 coming in at the current moment. So with that in mind, I wouldn't necessarily said I'm like full on bearish on this, but yeah, short term and medium term I would be looking for a little bit of downside, but I don't feel super confident on this one, except for the short term. Yes, it does look like one's come down there. Anyways, moving on to now Bitcoin. Man, my voice is already starting to fail me. Let's see, what's Bitcoin looking like right here? Yeah, so Bitcoin in this morning's video and yesterday's video, we did say that the break is efficacious, looking good, and now we are seeing follow through on top of that. We did hit our $37,000 target pretty much, and and we also saw our pullback down to right below 36,000 bucks that we spoke about on this morning's video. So after that, I am essentially just looking for this to continue, as we do see daily momentum oscillators still pointed northwards here, as long as we're above 33,850, looking good. Daily RSI really telling the story on this whole formation. A little bit of hidden bull right there, as you do see it kind of populated way the fuck back on over there. More importantly, also reaching towards the bullish control zone as it does get back above the exponential. So I do like all of that combined with each other. And if we do go down to the 12 hour as well, which has actually been getting things rather well recently, we do see that it is reaching for the bullish control zone once again, and will confirm in there as long as we close above 34,600 today. And that is a bit of a formality in my opinion. My personal opinion, not to be confused with technical analysis in this case. would be any sort of a closure above 17,200 is kind of more formality on this, at this exact moment, but any sort of a closure above there, and this is not, or this is less of opinion at this point, but I would be looking for a move back up to about 39 to 40,000 bucks, anywhere within this top side right here. And then at that point, I imagine that Ethereum does more or less lead the market, and we look for the higher term timeframes to kind of take on over. 2 days showing the route as well, which we are closing tonight. Yes, we are closing tonight. This is probably the next biggest thing that I'd wait for. Well, it's looking extremely likely right now. We are going to see 2-day Stokes pop back up and reject the bearish controls with any sort of a closure above about 300-ish region, which is looking rather likely right now with about 8.5 hours left in the day to go. Also reaching back into the bullish control zone while getting back above the exponential would be implied by this as well, and playing out hidden bullish divergence. All very, very good things, and I would be looking for that to essentially at the very least test back up to 39 to 40,000 bucks. And then after that, does it set it up for an actual breakout to new highs into the $45,000 and $50,000 region and beyond? Probably yes. I'd look for Ethereum to actually lead this party here, just because it is leading the market right now for cryptocurrencies, as it does take its first leg into new all-time high territory. Price discovery is initiated, as we do have hidden bullish divergence leading the way back in the bullish control zone. It looks very fucking similar to a lot of other charts you've actually been seeing. Daily Stokes following through from our call yesterday as well, as long as above 1440, which we're currently about 150 bucks healthily above currently, as it does reach for 1600, and targets on this one are going to be just below 1800 based off the ascending triangle reaccumulation formation right here. And after that, I'd probably be looking for a short-term pullback based upon that. Ultimately though, I would be looking for this one to base somewhere between about 1900 and 2000 bucks, and then come back to it after that. But of course, I'm actually going to be on a plane tomorrow and traveling around, and I won't be like super connected to all of my devices during that time, as I want to take a little bit of time off, obviously. But I will still do videos. I'll probably make them a little bit more shorter in the same format that you're seeing right here. And then we'll come back on Monday and start again, I guess, Tuesday. So with all of that said, with all of that in mind, I should give a failure point actually for both of these. I am essentially bullish on all as long as Ethereum is above its breakout point, or you could even move it up to about 1500 right now, or 1490 if you want to be super exact. On Bitcoin, it would still be 34,500 to the downside. But as long as those conditions are met, and as long as both of those are not broken, I'm more or less bullish. If Bitcoin were to break this, I would look for another move back down somewhere around 32,500. For Ethereum, probably back down somewhere around like 1350-ish region. But again, not really looking for that to happen, but that would be my points of failure at this moment in time. It's looking more or less good. So with that said, I want to salute you, take care, and until next time.